Well, hello and welcome to this session of ExecuNet Master Class. I'm your host, as always, Tony Vlahos, and my guest this hour is a brilliant coach and author, and her name is Renessa Boyle. So here's an important question. What does your perfect work look like? If you can't exactly answer it, and more passion, freedom, and meaning in your work sounds really good to you, you will be glad you tuned in today, because today Renessa will share a process you can begin using straight away to go from bored, burned out, and unfulfilled to highly paid doing work you love. It's really important stuff and a part of our daily commitment here at ExecuNet to connect you with trusted voices, people like Renessa, who can show you how to pivot to your best career and best work and have the life you want. Well, I am so happy to introduce my guest. Renessa Boyle is author of the book, Fast Lane, Wrong Direction, Insider Secrets to Redesigning Your Success. She is, as you will soon find out, a dynamic speaker, and she's appeared as a leading authority on ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox TV affiliates across the country. She has also been featured in publications such as Career Builder, CNN.com, Heart and Soul Magazine, and the Washington Post. With that brief introduction, welcome back, Renessa, to the ExecuNet stage. They are all yours.
Hey, thank you, Tony. Hi there, everybody. I am super excited to be joining you for an incredible hour of learning, of inspiration, of challenge, of the whole nine. And I thank Tony Vlahos. He's actually one of my favorite people in the world. And I thank him and the entire ExecuNet team for yet again creating an awesome opportunity for us all to be, do, and have more in our work. And so for the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to be talking about creating your perfect work. And this topic is so near and dear to my heart, I can literally talk about it in my sleep. But here's why. I work primarily with high achieving women who have grown bored, burned out, or unfulfilled in their career, and they're ready to create their perfect work. Whether that means radically changing careers, launching a business, or bringing their big idea to life. And some people have resistance at the idea of perfect work, because oftentimes they can mistake it for perfection. But perfect work is just that. It is that career, that business, that idea that that you were born to do. It's this is the problem I was born to solve. This is the difference I was born to make, that kind of thing. And oftentimes we hear parents tell their kids, that you can be anything that you want to be. No, you can't. You can't. There's something out there that your talents, your skills, your passions, your victories, your challenges, all of those things point to, wow, this is the difference that I'm supposed to make in our life. And let me be very, very clear. I don't believe in dream job and broke. Like, I believe that every woman and man, because I know there's lots of men that are listening in on this call as well, I believe that every person deserves to get highly paid doing work that they love. And highly paid is relative. What's highly paid for you might look different than what it is for me. But I believe that you get to feel really good about the chunk of change that you are trading for your time, your energy, and your expertise. And so everything that we're going to talk about today is through the lens of how can you get paid a premium for the work that you do? How can you maximize your value in the marketplace? And so with all that's going around, global pandemic, economics, all of that, the question is always, is this really the right time for this conversation? And the question that I push back to you is, do you know how many people are landing or have landed incredible opportunities in their lives? I mean, in my own friend circle, I've had a friend that just landed a new CMO role. I had another friend who's a scientist who went from big pharma to a startup in Silicon Valley. So there's opportunities everywhere. I had a client who had her largest revenue month ever in the middle of COVID when other people were shutting down. And so for somebody on this call, you have this itching for more passion, more fulfillment, more meaning, more freedom. Pay attention to that, right? Because with perfect work, there is no perfect time.
And you use the word values. And my question for you is, do many of us really stop long enough to ask ourselves, what are my values as I look forward to and lean into my perfect work? Is that a question that, in your experience working with so many clients, generally comes up? Do people take long enough to ask themselves, does what I'm after align with my values? And how do I do that?
I don't I'm going to say, I would say my first inclination was like, yes. And why? Because I tell them to, but that's not the answer. I think most people don't recognize how valuable who they are and what they are um, is to the perfect work journey. Like we don't like oftentimes we're just willing to accept what the market will give us.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when we just that's why those questions for the sweet spot are asked in the order, because you get to figure out what you want of the marketplace first and then go out there and find it, as opposed to settling for what the marketplace says it will give, and then I'm willing to kind of bend myself into a pretzel to fit that, right?
Right.
And so most people don't give credence to their values because they think the market, there's nothing out there that's going to align to my value. And so if you believe that, that's going to be your truth, because that's how you're going to operate in the world. But if you believe very differently and you make a different demand on the marketplace, guess what? The opportunity is going to show up that's going to match your value. And here's the deal: you don't need 15 opportunities, you need one. You need one that's really, really great. And so sometimes we're afraid of not being accepted by everybody. I want to get all the job offers. I want to be wanted by, 5 different companies. Why do you need all that? You need the one that's the great circumstance for you. You need the one client, not the one client, but you need the ideal client that's the right client for you. The ones that are not, let them go and be ideal for someplace else, because there's plenty of opportunity out there. But if we're coming from a scarcity place, we then are willing to compromise on value, on passion, on some of these other things because I get a job and a title and some money. Yeah. Instead, if we come from a place of abundance, then when I put that out there, then guess what? Those right opportunities will begin to build themselves out as well. Mm-hmm. Right?
Wonderful.